And then we have the other claim that Jesus is the Son of God. Now this is a question we really have to ask. What does a person mean by that? Words have meanings. What does it mean? Son of God. Now I know what it means about my son. I know what my son is. My son is the product of an intimate act that took place between me and my wife. And a son was born. Okay, that's my son. Yes, we all understand what that means. So do we mean that God literally begat? The word begat meaning sired. If God literally begat a son, that means God must have had intercourse. God must have begat a son means God must have had intimate relations with a woman. Of course, this is the very question the Quran asks. If Allah, God, had a son, then who is Allah's wife? If Allah had a son, who is his wife? Because God must have had intimate relations to have a son, literally. So most people would agree, no, we don't believe that. That's not what we say. We don't believe that Jesus is literally the Son of God. Okay, so what do you claim then? That God adopted Jesus as a son? Now again, we want to know, does that have any real meaning? So for example, if I brought along today a little poodle, okay, and I say, here's John, my son. Okay, now I know the Arabs in the audience are going to find this particularly funny, but for us English, you know, there are some English people who, believe me, they love their dogs more than they love their kids. Okay? But even so, if someone said, this dog is my son, even if they were English, you'd still say, no, wait a minute, that's a dog and you're a human being. And what if he goes on to say, no, he's my son, he eats with me at the table, the adoption papers are coming through next week, okay, this is my son. And you would say, look, you're a human being, that is a dog. You can't take a dog as your son. You have to take a human being as your son. Something like you. Yes? That's what we understand. It doesn't mean anything. It's an absurdity. In fact, you know how we insult people? We say, Ibn Qalb, you son of a dog. Huh? You say that someone is the son of a dog. Even in America they have it, you son of a dog. Okay? They have that. Okay, and the reason they have that is because you equate a human being with being like something that is less than a human being. So believe me, when the Prophet ﷺ, the messenger of God, who Allah sent to clarify the truth of all of these things, Muhammad, he said that Allah said, the son of Adam has insulted me. This is what Allah said. The son of Adam has insulted me and he had no right to do so. What right do we have to insult God? And as for our insulting God, that is our saying that God has a son. That is our saying that God, because we are not anything like God. We are small little specks. I flew in an aeroplane for 24 hours over the surface of this earth. I looked down from all the way up there and humanity became what? Little specks. On an earth that is a little speck. In a solar system that is a speck on the outer spiral of our galaxy, the Milky Way, which is 10,000 light years across. Our galaxy is one of thousands of galaxies, millions of galaxies in the known universe. Even our galaxy is a speck. And we're going to say that God, the creator of the universe, this universe, which is, it's like a ring thrown in the desert compared to the kursi. This is what the Prophet said. This universe is like a ring thrown in the desert compared to the kursi. And the kursi is like a ring thrown in the desert compared to the arsh, meaning the throne of God. The universe is an infinitesimally small speck compared to the throne of God. And we're going to say, God was a speck in a speck in a speck. God's son was a speck. That is insulting God. There is no doubt. And in the Quran, the final revelation from God to humanity, it says unequivocally that the heavens are ready to rent asunder and the mountains are ready to crumble into ruin because they say that the merciful God had a son. This is the state of the universe. At the anger of this claim that God has a son, that Allah has a son. God is totally free from such a thing. He doesn't need a son. He is in no need of a son. And He is in no need to kill an innocent human being in order to forgive people's sins. All you have to do is to recognize that you have done something that is offensive to God, and from the bottom of your heart seek and pray and beg for His forgiveness. And the first thing that one should seek and pray and beg forgiveness for is attributing such an evil thing to God. By claiming that the all-wise, all-knowing, eternal, ever-living God became a man is in fact that ever a human being could ever commit. And I just want to finish. I should have finished a little while ago. I really do apologize. But I just want to finish with this very beautiful translation of the verses of the Quran. O people of the scripture. This is talking to the Jews and the Christians. They're called Ahl al-Kitab, people of the book. O people of the scripture, people of the book. Do not exaggerate in your religion or utter anything about God except the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, the son of Mary, was only a messenger of God, and His word, which He conveyed unto Mary, and a spirit from Him. So believe in God and His messengers, and say not three. Cease, it is better for you. Allah, your God, is one God. Far is it removed from His transcendent majesty that He should have a son. His is all that is in the heavens and all that is in the earth, and Allah is sufficient as a defender. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala